So ladies and gentlemen, recently I've been doing some game reviews, and I want to talk about a game that I've played a ton of over the years called Ark Survival Evolved, but actually we're going to be doing a review of Ark Survival Ascended. I would say it's known as the worst of the two games, and we're going to check out why it's considered the worst, and whether you should buy Ark Survival Ascended, the newest one, or whether you should buy Ark Survival Evolved, the older one, and the pros and cons of each. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, Ark Survival Ascended promised to be the next-gen rebirth of the Ark franchise. I mean, it's going to have Unreal Engine 5 visuals, remade maps, and built-in DLCs. And yet, as of the summer of 2025, PC players face game-breaking bugs, and console users risk losing their entire world and all the progress they've made on those worlds as well. Today, we're diving deep, the highs, the lows, what just dropped in the latest patches, and why, for many players, Ark Survival Evolved is still the safer bet. But let's get into the details. So first, I'm going to start with some of the pros of Ark Survival Ascended. Now, there's not a lot of those, to be honest, but let's see what I can scrounge up here. So obviously, the first thing that's better about Ark Survival Ascended over Evolved are the graphics. I mean, the lighting, the foliage, the textures. I mean, Ascended pushes Ark's visuals to a new level. And for me, having a better graphics card and a better PC, it's just a more fun and visually pleasing experience. Now, that does kind of play into why Ark Survival Ascended is worse than a Survival Evolved, but we'll get into that a little later. I would have to say that's the biggest plus for this game, though, is how beautiful and awesome this game looks. I mean, it just takes the game to a different level. And not only that, it has fully integrated DLCs and new content. I mean, maps like Ragnarok, Extinction, Lost Colony Remastered, with added creatures and boss fights, they're all going to be a part of this, and you're not going to have to pay for it. But that brings me to my next point, which is the fact that it comes with some of the DLCs and extra content. You don't have to pay for like Ragnarok, Extinction, Lost Colony Remastered. All these new creatures from those expansions and all the DLCs are gonna come in Ark Survival Ascended for free, which is a huge bonus. It's awesome that they did that. I mean, there are other things they could have done to make this game a little better, but this is definitely a good sign. When they're giving us the stuff that we had before that they could have charged for again for free, that's kind of nice. I mean, it's like whenever people remaster a video game that they've remastered 4 times, like The Last of Us, and charge you $70 every time. I'm glad they didn't do that. And they do have some cool new things like the skill tree and the Lost Colony expansion. Now, this is gonna kind of be a double-edged sword for number 2 of including the DLC content for free. Now, some of it is included for free, like Extinction and the new Ragnarok that just released. But even whenever I'm telling you about the good things, some of the bad things come out, like Lost Colony having to be a paid DLC. And I don't mind paid DLCs, to be honest. They're helpful for the company, they add some new content, but in Ark Survival Evolved, it pretty much makes it pay to win because you can get all these awesome dinosaurs and other people cannot. So you can use those new super strong tames to get into people's bases, and they really can't do anything about it because they can't even tame or breed those things themselves, which is kind of a pay to win aspect that they have in Ark Survival Ascended. I guess that is the same for Ark Survival Evolved if you don't buy Ragnarok or all these other different DLCs, but the fact is you've already bought these other DLCs and they add so much content, whereas some of the newer DLCs had just a couple dinos. Maybe they're not as game changing, like adding a new map and tons of new dinosaurs. It's just like a couple dinos that are extremely overpowered. But with the new DLC, there's also some cool new things like the Beast Mastery skill tree for taming and for mounts and for imprinting. It's just really cool that they added all these new little things to the game. But I, to be honest, think the skill tree should have been included in Ark Survival Ascended. I mean, they did not change a single thing. They just made Ark Survival Ascended worse than Ark Survival Evolved with a lot less content, and now they're making you pay for the new content even though you already paid another $50 for the game. It doesn't make any sense to me, but sorry, I'm trying to give the good things about the game. Let me get back to the good thing. Now, they did add something cool, which is on-demand DLCs and backup saves. I think backup saves is one of the coolest things that you can put in this game because this game is buggy, glitchy. It has lots of problems, just like Ark Survival Survival Evolved did, and the ability to save that file and make sure you don't lose all your progress from your single player game is a big deal, and I appreciate that. That is something that I do enjoy from Ark Survival Ascended. You can do it in Evolved, but they also provide it here and it's a little simpler. I do appreciate the fact they did that, even though it's not a huge thing. Now we're probably going to get into the biggest portion of the video, which are the problems and bugs with Ark Survival Ascended. Now, I can't hate on it a ton because Ark Survival Evolved to this day still has a ton of bugs, but at this point I think it's something that we enjoy and we embrace the bugs and they've become part of the game. But this adds so many bugs and so many terrible things that we're just gonna have to list them all. Now, you guys remember how I was talking about how the backup saves is such a great idea? Well, the reason for that is because a lot of PC users were reporting that their games were failing to save during their play, and the quick save buttons do nothing until an hours of progress and time would disappear. I mean, this even happened to me. When I was making the review for the game, I decided I'm gonna play on console first. I love achievement hunting on PlayStation 5, but I'm gonna get this in. I love Ark Survival Evolved. I might as well get some achievements for it. So I go in, I've been playing for probably 5-6 hours. I take a break and then I come back, I log into my save file and there's nothing there. The save file is still there on my PlayStation 5, but all my teams, my base, my levels, they're all gone. I don't know what happened, but it completely erased my save file, and it still said that I had a file there. It didn't ask me to create a new character or a new file. It said I had it there, and it was gone. And I lost that 5 hours of progress while I was testing the game. Now on PC, it's not as bad for me because I have a pretty high-powered PC. I don't really crash. I don't really lose any of my data, and if I do, I have backups. So it's okay on my PC because I keep it saved, I keep it backed up. But on the PS5, it's almost impossible. I mean, who backs up their save files from a PlayStation 5? Nobody. I don't even know if you can do that. That was a huge bug that pretty much turned me off of Ark Survival Ascended completely because I had done so much work. And then I came to a point where I'm like, okay, it's all gone. I don't want to play anymore. That's what happened. Along with the crashing and the bugs and all these different things that would happen in the game, it's just a buggy, crashy mess. And I think it's a lot to do with the fact that Ark Survival Evolved was not a polished game in any way, and it still was buggy and crashy. But then they went and made Ark Survival Evolved with such good graphics, like without fixing any of the bugs from the previous game. So they just added a ton more pressure to any system that's playing it. And also there's so much going on, I don't know how it keeps up. The performance is terrible, the optimization is terrible, there's just nothing good about it. You have less levels, there's less content. They even went and took silica pearls away from certain areas to make it more difficult on you. And a lot of people got upset too because they increased the taming time. I mean, who does that? We already hated the taming times. That's why we had multipliers on all the time. But they went and increased the taming times because they wanted to waste more of our time. Now, recently the game Ark Survival Ascended has been getting a little better with the release of Ragnarok and a few patches recently. It's getting a little better, but it's nowhere to perfect. It's nowhere to being the best game. It's nowhere to being better than Ark Survival Evolved. So in my opinion, I think Ark Survival Evolved is the superior of the two games. It has a stable save system, no catastrophic wipes where it deletes all your save files. I mean, yeah, back in the old days when it first released, it was terrible, but it's gotten so much better to the point where you don't ever really have to worry about losing your data, and also you can play on console without having to worry about it crashing and destroying everything and losing all your content. And if you're going to play any type of PvP, you do not want to play Ascended. It is terrible. The servers are so bad, I can barely run them. They're so buggy and glitchy, and the FPS is terrible. That might just be because of my location, but I can play on Ark Survival Evolved just fine. Also, there's a huge player base still playing Ark Survival Evolved over Ark Survival Ascended. And if you're playing Ark Survival Evolved, you want to show off all your cool teams to your friends and other people around you and destroy their bases. But if there are no people playing, it's not as fun. And while I do admit the visuals are awesome and you do get some of the free DLCs, and they still are adding more content and trying to make the game itself better at this point in time. And I'm not the only one who has said this. I mean, PC Gamer says it's visually focused. It doesn't really focus on the content. It does say Ascended is worth exploring, but you need to make sure you use your backup save. But to sum up, Ark Survival Ascended is visually incredible and packed with fresh content, but save issues, especially on console, make it risky for long-term players right now. Meanwhile, Ark Survival Evolved stays tried and true. If you're a PC player after those jaw-dropping graphics and willing to back up, Ascended can be your next adventure. But console players, better safe than sorry. Let me know your experiences below, whether you prefer Ark Survival Ascended or Ark Survival Evolved, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you have a game you want me to check out to give you my opinion on whether it's worth playing in 2025, let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.